Hello, hello. Are we live? Let's see. Let's see if I'm actually getting levels still. Yes, I am. Hello. Oh my goodness. I have my Sour Patch Kids again today. Very bad for you, but very good. I hope that chewing isn't an annoying sound. Oh my gosh. Hello, internet. Now I feel like Dan Howell. Back with a Scooby Doo and You book. This one is, I didn't even look at this one yet. The Case of the Angry Alligator. I don't really remember it. I'm not trying to spoil myself. Oh gosh. Isabel, thank you for hanging out with me. It is just kind of a lazy Sunday, and I haven't gotten to stream in a few nights, or a couple of nights, and I just wanted to stream, even though it's not our usual time, so hopefully it will still be fun. Oh my gosh. How has your weekend been? I've just been chilling out. I got some editing done. And I was just kind of chilling. Doing some good old eBay shopping. Just the usual stuff. Let's see. Let's read this. Ooh, sound effects. I love getting to use my sound effects. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Scooby Doo and You book. Hey, Jay-Z. A mystery about Florida man sounds wonderful. Howdy, howdy. Welcome, guys. Thank you for hanging out. I know it is not our usual time, but I decided to just try a Sunday stream, because why not? Played tennis yesterday. Yay! Tennis is so fun, but I'm so bad at tennis. I'm not a sports type person at all. It's really quite sad. Tennis is super fun, though. How is everybody? Yeah, I didn't know how to label this one because I forgot. Because if you guys remember, I was so exhausted the last time we did one of these streams. I completely forgot to read the synopsis of this one like I usually do. And so I was getting the stream set up today and I'm like, wait, which one are you even reading? And I was like, The Case of the Angry Alligator. I'm like, huh. And so then we called it Florida Man because I thought that was very funny. Hey, Crazy Hannah. Welcome. How is everybody? We're getting kind of a slow geared up start because it's Sunday and I think everybody's feeling very chill and lazy. I'm doing good. I got some editing done this morning. I've kind of just had a pretty chill weekend, which is good because this past week has been crazy. So it's been nice to just have a couple of days to just sleep a semi-normal amount. Hi, everybody just coming in. We are reading Scooby Doo and You, Case of the Angry Alligator. I have no idea if they're actually in Florida. Let's read the thing. Oh, get to use my sound effects. Scooby and the gang court trouble. Ah, I see what it is. It's a tennis book. There we go. Tennis is so on brand for us today, Isabel. When they investigate a tennis tournament destined for disaster, an angry alligator curses the games because the stadium has been built on his home. Okay. Hey, Patrick. Patrick, I got a notification because I have informed delivery, so I got a notification. One is coming Monday and one is coming Wednesday. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for sending them. Those will be very fun streams to do. The gang's clue collecting leads them to a mysterious heiress, an irritated real estate agent, and a troubled tennis star. One of them is working with the angry alligator, or is he swamping the tennis games all on his own? Am I supposed to believe that the alligator is not a costume, but an accomplice? Oh my, this might be terrifying pterodactyl territory all over again. For those keeping track, by the way, we are on book 6 of the Scooby Doo and You read through. No alligators on the court yesterday. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Oh my gosh. I know, right? No way. It's like that was just a funny coincidence. I hadn't even really looked at this yet. It's one of those. This series is one of those things where like I vividly remember some and don't remember others at all. But I know I read like all of them, or at least all the ones that were out. Maybe some of these weren't quite out when I was reading them, but they should have been. Some new mystery Scooby Doo drama gets popcorn. I know, right? I love how chill and silly these books are to read. Did anybody see, or anybody, it's such a random theme, love it. I know, it's such a fun coincidence. I love it. If anybody follows me on Instagram, you may have seen that I found that I randomly stumbled across that Berenstain Bears chapter book called The Drug-Free Zone. Did anybody see my posts about that? Stumble across as I'm looking, just kind of idly looking through eBay book listings. I find this book called The Berenstain Bears. It's a chapter book, The Berenstain Bears and the Drug-Free Zone. And I don't remember. I had the Berenstain Bears big chapter books. Wait, what? Yeah, Hannah had the same exact reaction that I did. It's literally, I have no idea. It was $1.50 though, so I bought it. So we can read it on stream. I'm just so fascinated. It's literally like brother and sister bear think that they've like stumbled across like some kind of drug dealing ring. A collab with Dare. Oh my gosh. I'm salty because the camera, I cleaned the camera. It's a little bit better, but it's still got a weird glare to it. It must just be the lighting, but I'm not sure exactly how to fix it. We'll get there though. Trying to make sure that these are, the flags aren't in the shot either. I'll do a DVD of Liberty's Kids. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much. I've been wanting to talk about Liberty's Kids forever. I realized it fit in an manila envelope, so I put 2 stamps on it and mailed it regularly. Oh, it surely will. I've done that with stuff like that before. Thank you so much. That is so helpful. I loved Liberty's Kids so much, and it's probably going to be very interesting to watch back nowadays because I'm sure a lot of the history is not super accurate, but I'm very excited. I've been excited to talk about it for a while. Suddenly feels old, right? No, I was a PBS Kids kid for sure. And like I loved the theme song for Liberty's Kids. Such an underrated bop. I love the theme song. Good to see you. Welcome to a rare Sunday day stream. I was gonna say, did you change your profile picture? That's cool. I almost didn't buy it because it has only 1 episode, but then I thought, don't miss the opportunity. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is super, super. I will have to make sure that Liberty's Kids is part of. Probably October is going to be overrun by all the spooky season stuff, but well, it'll be. I'll probably be able to get it out in like November. That video, that'll be fun. Yeah, we didn't have. We were one of those families that didn't have cable for the first little while of my childhood, so I was like obsessed with PBS Kids, and PBS Kids had some banger shows. At least when I was watching it. My brother wants me to talk about Fetch with Ruff Ruffman, which I've been meaning to do forever. Oh, hang on. Let me go grab my... I always forget to grab my pen and paper. LMAO, it's my throwaway count. I want to watch when I want to watch random shit, but don't want to mess up the account algorithm. It's a picture. Oh, that's funny. OMG Fetch, yes. Fetch with Ruff Ruffman was such a bop. Such a classic. Yep, Zoom. I did a video on Zoom forever ago. I've been thinking about doing another one soon, but... Force Matilda to watch it. Nice. I love... Zoom is just so... Or Fetch is just so fun. It was just such a creative concept for a kid show. I'm French, so I didn't experience all the old school American English shows. Oh, that's very cool. Hello from France. It's probably it's probably not a day stream for you. It's probably an evening stream. Yeah, all of those shows were great. I think about Scott Kramer and his love of PBS Kids, and I just feel that deep in my soul. And I'm gonna go get my little Clue Keeper notes so that we can do this properly. I also managed to finally, if anybody's interested in my Goosebump endeavors, I managed to finally find the very last of the original Goosebump books that I genuinely thought for a second there I wasn't going to be able to find because they can be pretty hard to come by. But I found them and I'm very excited. So I think what we're going to do is, because I want to read these on stream, but I also think I'm going to do like kind of a documentary style video for just a video for the channel. Where it's like I read all 62 original Goosebumps, and I think that would be really interesting, especially if we have some like chat clips to put in there. Hey Boots, we are in for a scare. Yes, we are. I feel old knowing that show. Yeah, I mean I do too, but honestly, it's not that we're old. It's just that we're adults. It's an unfetched that was also on Zoom. Oh, that's interesting. I think that feels familiar. That makes sense. I'm in Canada right now, so it's the afternoon for me too. Okay, cool. I was about to say, oh my god, you are a trooper for being there for all the late night streams, if it's even later night for you. Imagine being adults. Can't imagine that. Adult stuff? Couldn't be me. I think the next time, because I'm sure there will come a time where we reread all of these books on stream. But I think I'm going to turn the headlight off because it's the house light because it's giving me a glare and I don't appreciate that. But I think it breaks the illusion of how tiny this room is when I try to move. But it's one of those things where I think the next time we read through these, I'll have to have like a little like designated like notebook, like a clue keeper for real. I've just been using scrap paper everywhere. Being an adult? Gross. I know, right? I think I don't really like the whole being adult thing. I'd like to just get a refund. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And obviously there's a lot more Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark as well in that same vein videos coming up. The Angry Alligator. Not me checking to make sure I'm spelling alligator correctly. I'm an adult that was educated. Wasn't Gatorade officially named because it was invented by like a coach in the 70s in like at Florida State, and he called it Gatorade because they were the Florida Gators? Isn't that like where Gatorade comes from? Random. There's this video on YouTube where a member of the Zoom 1997 pilot shared watching it with her daughter at Boston, Mass. Oh, that's adorable. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I guess all the Zoom kids, the original Zoom kids, are all grown up now. I feel that makes me feel old. Loved Zoom. I love that Zoom was a show about getting kids to do more than just watch TV. And they did that by having kids watch the TV show. I need this to not. There we go. Trying to get my little setup situated. Usually we're playing games, so I'm not entirely used to. We've been doing a lot of these reading streams where I don't have to wear my headphones and I don't really have to have anything going on the screen, so I'm just trying to make sure that I can see everything well. As a kid, I sent in a letter asking to audition for Fetch and got a reply. We only hired kids from Boston. Oh, that's so sad and so cute at the same time. Yeah, my mom's family is from Boston, so she always appreciated that they filmed it there. It was just such a cute show. The wait, what was the cat sidekick's name? I loved her. She was an icon. Sorry, this is like accidentally ASMR. I'm like tapping on stuff. Like tracing around. All right, so let's start the first poll since we're here and I'm thinking about it. Let's say, first off, who's keeping the clue keeper? Who is keeping the clue keeper? Do we think it's Fred? Do we think it's Velma? Do we think it's Daphne? Whoops, Daphne. Or do we think it's... Are they ever going to give Shaggy and Scooby a chance? Probably better if they don't. All it said was no. Oh my god, that's kind of funny. All right, so yeah, what did we have? We had Velma. I think we had Velma, we had Fred, we had Velma. And then we had Daphne and Daphne. Is that how this was? Let me look. I'm going to re-reference. I know we've had Daphne twice. Yep, Daphne kept the clues on that one. I know we've had Daphne twice, Velma twice, and Fred once. Yep, Daphne has kept the last two. Let's see if we're going to keep on a Daphne streak. All right. Let's see. Velma is the only one smart enough to get away with it. I mean, Velma, they all... See, the only thing I wish is that they would change the little handwriting, the little times that we see the handwriting. I wish they'd change it with every character that kept the clues, but, you know, finite detail. Shaggy and Scooby, do you guys eat the Clue Keeper journal again? Did anybody put sugar on the Clue Keeper? You know you can't do that when Shaggy and Scooby are there. All right, so we're overwhelmingly guessing Velma. I'm going to guess Fred just because we've had 2 and 2 of the other ones, so I feel like it's going to even itself out. And if I know anything about, like, early 2000s gender norms, they're going to be like, tennis is a sport, so Fred needs to do it because it's sport. Like, the only one Fred kept the Clue Keeper for so far is the wrestling one, which I found kind of funny. It was like they were like, girls can't keep the Clue Keeper when we're talking about boy sports. That could just be me reading too far into it. Anyway. Let's get started. Props to the person that sold me this set on eBay, not only for selling me a very fairly priced, incomplete set, but also for just, they like, a lot of times you find kids' books and they just look like they've been eaten and then swallowed and then spit back out by somebody's dog. And it's just like, whoever owned these books took pretty good care of them because they seem to have lasted quite a while. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, we start at peanut butter and you. No one has an allergy, right? Because I feel like you'll get an allergy just thinking about it. Totally a great find. Such a great find. It was just something that it pops back into my head. I couldn't even really remember what they were technically called. And then I found them and I was like, this would be so fun for stream. I hope everybody else is excited about this as I am. And you guys have been very excited, so that makes me happy. Sorry about the weird glare. I haven't fixed it yet. But yeah. Shaggy and Scoob could have forgot about having the Clue Keeper. Yeah, I feel like they learned a long time ago not to let them keep Clue Keeper. I'll actually be very surprised if they ever keep it. But... Or maybe, like, Shaggy will keep it. Maybe Scooby will never keep it, because he's a dog. I mean, I know Scooby, if any dog could, like, read and write, it's probably Scooby, but... Surely, but still. Alright, we're at Peanut Butter and You. God help you if you have an allergy as the reader of this book. You stand in front of the mall directory, looking for the name of a restaurant. PB&U. It's a new restaurant where all they serve is peanut butter sandwiches. Finally finding it on the map, you jog through the mall. Jesus. All right. Somebody keep score of how many things I mispronounce. Also, our drinking game should be every time they say alligator, because I feel like they're going to overuse that. New restaurant where all they serve is peanut butter sandwiches. That sounds like a terrible restaurant. Finally finding it on the map, you jog through the mall, dodging shoppers and mall walkers. A giant peanut hangs over the door from the restaurant. Inside, the gang is sitting at a booth. Fred and Daphne see you and wave. Like, is this place cool or what? Asks Shaggy as you walk over. They put peanut butter on everything here. I mean, if all you get is peanut butter sandwiches, I would assume so. Ooh, looks like we have another Daphne one. Looks like Daphne's streak is still going strong. Shaggy's been dying to try this place for weeks, Daphne said with a smile. Ree-roo, Scooby chimes in. I know you too, Scooby, Daphne says with a nod. They've got one sandwich called the Sticky Mouse, Velma tells you as you sit down with the gang. It's got peanut butter and grilled cheese. Yuck, that sounds awful. Or how about the Crunchy Club? Crunchy peanut butter with bacon, lettuce, and tomatoes, suggested Fred. That actually doesn't sound bad. Hey, Clump. An earlier stream. I don't have to stay up till 4 a.m. Yeah, I decided to try a day stream just to see how we like it. It's been a while. Peanut butter and cheese. I know, it's churning my stomach just to think about it. Also, this one doesn't sound too bad. Crunchy peanut butter with bacon, lettuce, and tomato. I wouldn't like the lettuce, but peanut butter and tomato sandwiches are pretty good. Bacon goes well with everything. I just don't like crunchy peanut butter. I feel like you could do it just fine with regular peanut butter. Enough peanut butter color commentary. I think I'm going to lose my appetite, Daphne moans, and everyone laughs. What about sour gator? You read off the menu. It's got peanut butter with sour pickles. Did you say gator? Asked Shaggy, his voice rising shrilly. Now I think I'm losing my appetite. Don't mind Shaggy, Velma says. He's still a little shaken up from our last mystery, the case of the angry alligator. I like that they give us the title of the title in every book. It was a pretty groovy mystery, Daphne adds. It took a lot of doing on our part, but we finally managed to solve it. I wish you could have been there to help us. Would you like to see it for yourself? Asks Fred. You bet, you exclaim. We figured you would, Daphne says with a smile. Here's our clue keeper. She hands you a small notebook. It's got the whole story from beginning to end. I took good notes and made sure not to leave out anything. We even added some things to help you out, Fred says. Whenever you see suspect eyes, you've met a possible suspect, and flashlight points to one of the clues we found. All right, who wrote this one? James Gelsey. I just wonder if any of the ghostwriters, if there's, like, if you can tell, like, particular styles. I wonder if that is a thing. Probably not, but eh. You flip through the clue keeper for a quick look. Hey, no peeking, scolds Velma. After each entry, we'll ask you some questions to help you organize your thoughts, okay? All you need is a pen and your own clue keeper. I'm going up to order, Fred says. Is everyone else ready? I'm going to stick with a regular PB&J, Velma says. That sounds good to me, too, Daphne says. How about you, asks Fred. I think I'll have the PB&M, you reply. Fred, Daphne, and Velma all look at the menu, and then back at you. What's PB&M, they asked. Peanut butter and mystery, you answer with a smile. You open the book and begin to read The Case of the Angry Alligator. I think Scooby would love the peanut butter restaurant. Oh yeah, dogs love peanut butter. Yeah. Feels like a very Scooby Doo restaurant. Anyone ever tried peanut butter on a burger? Apparently it's a thing. I have not. Peanut butter and tomato is a big thing. And it's actually pretty good. Honestly, you wouldn't expect it to, but the tomato is sweet and the peanut butter is salty and they're both very savory, so it's very good. Plus the tomato keeps the peanut butter from being like just gluey in your mouth, you know what I mean? Sounds like a nightmare for anybody with a peanut allergy. Yeah, any kid reading this with a peanut allergy is just like, oh, I guess I can't be friends with the Mystery Inc. gang. Had peanut butter with fake bacon or baked beans is a good mix of flavors. Interesting. Also, peanut butter on chicken and waffles. Very standard, very good. Tried and true classic. Peanut butter and bacon hold the tomato and lettuce. Yeah, that'd be good. Interesting. Peanut butter is used in a bunch of savory dishes, so it makes sense. Yes. Like if you've ever had like chicken and peanut butter sauce, so good. My grandma had a great recipe for that. I sometimes had a peanut butter and banana sandwich. It's really good. We all know how I feel about bananas. We don't need to start Banana Gate all over again, but peanut butter, I have heard that that is a very popular thing. I'm told that was Elvis's go-to snack. All right. Oh, yeah, the peanut butter, the if you weren't here, Hannah, for the whole Banana Gate, as we call it, I was talking in one of the, I feel like it was the Nancy Drew Danger by Design stream, and towards the end, I was, like, trying to solve a puzzle longhand, and I was just, like, talking about how, somebody said something about bananas. Oh, I know what it was. You have to make the parfaits, and there's the bananas in it, and everybody was being like, oh, that looks good, and I'm like, gross. No, not the bananas. So it became this thing in chat where everybody was arguing about bananas, and as a joke, the first thing that I banned from when I got chatbot as a word was banana, so it's a running joke. We don't talk about bananas. It's like our Bruno. We don't talk about bananas. Bananas are gross. Bad texture. See? I'm not alone in this. It is a texture thing. They're slimy. I'm a texture-based eater. Hey, Haley. They are gross. Okay, so I have found my people. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not the only one that hates bananas. That's a banned word. Yeah, it's a running joke. I really should change it because one day some poor person is just going to innocently say something about, well, no, it can't be banned. It must not be banned anymore because I'm seeing your thing about bananas. But you know, maybe I took it off because I was like afraid that somebody was going to like innocently just say something about bananas and then get their comment kicked back. And then I would have felt guilty. No, you're not gonna get banned. If anything, if anybody uses a word that's banned either by YouTube or by me personally, it just flags your comment. And so like nobody but you or me could see it until I like were to approve it. We don't talk about yeah, such a good song. Love that song. It's a bandana word, yeah. I agree about the texture. It's okay taste personally. Yeah. I know I'm probably in the minority. Most people like bananas, but it's just a thing. Stringy and mushy. Yeah, just not my thing. I like literally all other fruit, but something about bananas, just not fun. The lemon Sour Patch tastes just like lemonade, and I love it so much. Okay, back to the Clue Keeper. Yeah, I think it's funny. I must have just unbanned the word banana because I was worried that somebody was gonna get, like, who wasn't in on the joke was gonna join the chat and then wonder why their comment got kicked back. Have fun! I know first dates are stressful, but that sounds really fun. Nightbot was summoned like the Batman. I'm trying to say the bat signal and Batman all together, and it didn't work. Okay, anyway. Nightbot is set up to every half hour just pop in and be like, hey guys, chat rules. Don't be weird, because I had to shadow ban a couple people. But it's good. We're all good. Anyway. Let's get back to the book. Clue Keeper Entry 1. Artichokes are a better source of potassium. Artichokes are pretty... I haven't had artichokes in a really long time. They're pretty rich in calorie, but also vitamins. Okay. Clue Keeper entry 1. Molly Cruz, retired famous tennis player, had sent us passes to the first annual Molly Cruz tennis tournament. It was her way of thanking us for giving her a lift to town when her car broke down a few weeks ago. Oh, that was nice of her. The passes were for the exhibition matches. They were being held the day before the actual tournament began. We arrived at the tournament site, and Fred parked the mystery machine. We climbed from the van and followed signs that led us to a footbridge connecting the parking lot to the tennis center. I guess this is our innocent by default person this time. Mostly just a Tinder hangout. That's cool. I hope it's fun. At the top of the bridge, we stopped to enjoy the view. That's the largest tennis stadium I've ever seen, I said. According to the newspaper, Molly Cruz Tennis Stadium is one of the largest in the country, Velma explained. It's got 30 different tennis courts. Damn. The only courts Scooby and I care about are food courts, Shaggy joked. I need to get like a badum-tis for all of Shaggy's bad one-liners. I didn't know there was a river out here, Fred said, looking over the railing. The newspaper said that the river is all that's left of Great Hopewell Swamp, I reported. They filled in the whole thing with landfill in order to build the stadium. Does that mean they filled it in with dirt, Velma asked? That's pretty much right, I told her. Like, did you say a swamp? Shaggy asked. You know what that means, don't you, Scoob? Ruh-uh, Scooby said, shaking his head. Hey, that rhymed. Wherever there's a swamp, there's an alligator monster, Shaggy explained. Ronster? Scooby repeated every time. How many alligator monsters do you think they've run into? Scooby, don't listen to him, I said. There's no such thing as alligator monsters. I wouldn't be so sure about that if I was you, young lady, a woman standing beside us said. We all turned to look at her. She wore dark, round glasses and a black scarf over her head. There's a legend that old man Hopewell put a curse on this swamp just before he died. They say he left behind a monster that was part alligator and part human to watch over the land. The alligator monster has become enraged at the way the swamp has been destroyed. He's now known as the Angry Alligator. Just jumping right into things, apparently. Like, that's all I needed to hear, Shaggy said. Time to go, Scoob. I reached out and grabbed Shaggy's shirt so he couldn't go anywhere. Fred held on to Scooby's collar. Friendship. It's confusing. I almost said stressful. It's not stressful. It's confusing because you start out in first-person narrative as yourself and then go into first-person narrative from the perspective of whoever's keeping the clue keeper. So for a second I was like, did I say that? No, wait, I'm technically Daphne now. Okay. Of course no one believes in that legend anymore, the woman continued. Except me. I'm Henrietta Hopewell. As in the Great Hopewell Swamp? Fred asked. The newspaper reported Mr. Hopewell didn't have any heirs, I said. The land was sold at a public auction. Mr. Hopewell was my uncle, though we weren't close, Henrietta said. But my uncle did once write me a letter promising to leave the land to me, the last remaining Hopewell. So, even though I lost the letter and couldn't prove it, I am the rightful owner of this land. Suspect eyes. Does Molly Cruz know about this? Velma asked. She will as soon as I find her, Henrietta answered. And when I do, I'm gonna convince her that not even layers of concrete and brick can keep the curse of the angry alligator buried forever. Mark my words, friends, the swamp will rise again. A cell phone started ringing inside her black bag. That must be my lawyer, she said, reaching into her bag. She answered the phone and continued walking down the footbridge. Golly, what a creepy lady, I said. I still think we should get out of here, Shaggy suggested. Hey, Shaggy, I've got 2 words to change your mind, Fred said as he pointed to a sign in the distance. So are these pictures, like, in-universe? Are these pictures that got pasted into the Clue Keeper? Like, there aren't 2 words in the English language that could change my mind, Shaggy stated. Not even free donuts, Fred asked. Except those, Shaggy replied quickly. Let's go. Thank you for the fun hope. For sure. Potatoes are the best. Yes, they are. Nightbot was listening. Always, always watching. Always waiting. Very descriptive walk, yes. But yeah. Lost all sound. I'm still getting levels. Is it just making sure it's not something on my end? Because it's been something on my end before. Climate change alligator sounds cool. Yeah, so far I'm kind of on the alligator side. I don't like when corporations fill in natural land. I'm taking shots of Dr. Pepper every alligator. Oh yeah, I said I would. How many are we up to? I have water and I guess I could do my gummies. Okay, good. Just making sure it's not me. 6, thank you. Their swamp's great. I mean, they're important for the ecosystem. Like, you just have to kill off a lot of wildlife if you're filling in a swamp. But yeah, it's a swamp. It's not like a picnic area. Must be bald if he has no hairs. Very funny. Couldn't find the letter. Sure, Jan. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Velma's mystery solving tips. So this is them talking to us. I don't think I fully was registering this, but this is them like leaning over our shoulder at the PB and U place and giving us helpful tips. We've just arrived and we've already met a creepy woman who became our first suspect. That means it's time for you to take out your clue keeper and pen and answer these questions about her. What is the suspect's name? What does she want that makes her a suspect? What is she doing at the tennis stadium? Once you've answered these questions, turn the page and see who else we met there. All right. So, suspect 1. Everybody can see. There we go. Suspect 1. Her name is Hopewell. What was her first name? I always forget at least part of their name. What is her name? Henriette or something. Oh, Henrietta. Okay. Thank you, chat. We're a clue keeping team. Henrietta Hopewell. I have a cool name though. Okay. Her motive is that she thinks the land should be hers. Anybody that gets a note or thank you note from me, just don't judge my handwriting, okay? Why is she there? She wants to yell at the actual owner. And potentially she's there to spread the rumor of the angry alligator. Spread the angry alligator rumor. Like the rumor weed. Something that I need to cover once we've had a break from appropriate amount of break time from all the Christian content. Double H, yes. I would love to stay, but I have plans with my stepdad soon. Have fun! Thank you for hanging out with us. The VOD will be available if you want to catch up Yes, suspect everyone. Listen to Jay-Z. I'm sure your handwriting is much better than mine. I'm lefty, and it's just very, like, I was telling somebody yesterday, it's very curvy, like, it's very, like, loopy handwriting, and I oftentimes have gotten called out for, like, whenever it's, like, print your name, and I, like, print my name, and people are like, that's not printing. It's like, that's literally how I print. It's not cursive. I'm not writing cursive. I'm just writing wrong. Go to Springfield, get a left-handed ledger. Yeah, it's left-handed, I don't mind being left-handed or anything, but it can mean that I have a lot of ink on my hand after I do a lot of writing. I have to start painting something for you. Oh, thank you. Let me finish the fan art for you. Oh, that's so sweet. I appreciate it so much. You guys are the best. I know, every time I get an update from my informed delivery that's like, you're gonna have a thing arriving, I'm just like, you guys, that's so sweet. I'm not writing cursive, I'm just writing wrong, Avery 2022. Yeah, that's how it is. Can't lie about that. All right. All right, let's go to Clue Keeper Entry 2. We followed Fred down the other side of the footbridge and into the main plaza of the tennis center. It's right over there, Fred said, pointing to a large Dell's donut stand. There was a young man standing behind the counter. He was dressed in an alligator costume and wore a white Dell's Donuts apron over it. He does have quite the alligator costume. Here, trying to make sure everybody gets a real good look. That's why I love this top-down camera. Can I help you? The young man asked. Right, Scooby yelped. Take it easy, Scooby, I said. It's just a man dressed up like an alligator. The man chuckled from inside his costume. He flipped up the headpiece so we could get a better look at him. Didn't mean to scare you, Pooch, there. Didn't mean to scare your Pooch there. He apologized. I dress up like this just to attract business. We are on a swamp, after all. What can I get for you folks today? Like, we'll take whatever you're giving away for free, Shaggy said eagerly. 5 mini donuts coming up, the man said. How about 5 regular donuts instead, Wally? A woman asked as she walked over. It was Molly Cruz herself. Hi, Miss Cruz, Wally, the donut man said. Say, I've been meaning to ask you, did any of the other food vendors report seeing a 10-pound bag of powdered sugar lying around? I seem to have lost one. That's going to come back. That's Chekhov's powdered sugar. No, but I'll keep my eyes open for it, Molly said. Thank you so much for the tickets, Ms. Cruz, Daphne said. First, call me Molly, replied Molly, and second, it's the least I could do to thank you. Now, Wally, these are my friends, so please treat them generously. How about a sample of Dell's newest donut flavor, the Green Gator? What does that taste like? Wally asks us. It's a yummy powdered chocolate chip donut filled with mint jelly. Ooh, that actually doesn't sound bad. How about my name on the stadium instead? Asked the man standing at the far end of the counter. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with what we were talking about. A stocky man in a tight-fitting 3-piece suit and dark round sunglasses walked over to us. It looked like he had powdered sugar smudges on his jacket and pants. Very suspicious. Victor Claremont, said Molly. What donuts would you recommend to my friends here? Donuts? How would I know? I'm allergic to them. I mean, you could be allergic to gluten. But donuts specifically? That's interesting. One of those wheat and flour allergies. Okay, there you go. Victor replied. Anyway, I want to talk to you about a tennis stadium. About the tennis stadium. What about it? Asked Molly. We agreed that if I got your land, you'd name the stadium after me, Victor continued. Suspect list. I never said that, Molly said. The Dell's Donut Company put up the money, so they get to choose the name, and they chose mine. But you said you'd make the stadium a tribute to me, Victor said. Yes, Victor, I told you that if you could get the land for the stadium, it would be a tribute to your skills as a real estate agent, Molly agreed. But I meant that your ability to get the land would be the tribute, not the stadium itself. You know, ever since I got you this land at that auction, I've been getting mysterious letters, Victor said, growing agitated. They talk about some kind of cockamamie alligator curse. I can't sleep at night. I feel like the automatic captions are gonna blank out cock and cockamamie, but anyway. I figure you owe me something for my trouble, so put my name on that stadium, Molly, before things get ugly. What's that supposed to mean? Molly demanded. You'll see, Victor said. If he has the worst alibi so far. If it's him, I'm gonna be mad. Just then, the sound of the phone ringing interrupted him. Victor reached into his coat pocket and took out a cell phone. What is it? What is it? I have to be somewhere in 10 minutes. All right, be quick. Victor Claremont continued talking and walked away from the donut stand. Wally gave Fred, Daphne, and me... Wait. But Daphne's writing it. Daphne's writing. Did they forget who was supposed to be writing? Yeah, she said that Fred, Daphne, and me. Interesting. That's a mistake. Molly gave Fred, Daphne, and me each a free green gator donut. Shaggy and Scooby got 2 each. Take a look around the tennis center while you enjoy your donuts, Molly suggested. Then come over to the practice courts. Some of the players are just starting their exhibition games. Practice courts, Shaggy said. Maybe Scoob and I can brush up on our backhands. Shaggy swung his arm like a tennis racket, and he lost his grip of one of his donuts. It flew through the air. Just before it hit the ground, Scooby dove and stuck out his tongue. The donut landed squarely on Scooby's tongue, and he gobbled it right up. He said, rubbing his tummy. Molly, we'll see you there in a little while, Fred said. We started walking around the tennis center when we suddenly heard some shouts. Those sound like they're coming from the practice courts, Fred said. Let's go. And there's Scooby with that pro gamer move. Oh, I missed out on a lot of chat. Hang on. Whenever I do writing with a pen, I tend to use my quill, and I tend to get ink all over my hands. That must be pretty, though, when it's done. I tea-stained a bunch of pages of paper so that I could do, like, old-timey letter writing for, like, pen pal stuff a little while ago. It was very fun. I want an alligator costume, but I don't want to scoop an alligator's insides out. Ugh, poor Scooby. OMG, clump. I love it. Gotta go. But it was the old groundskeeper in the guy's alligator suit. See you later. File will be available if you want to check and see if you were right later on. It wouldn't even fit in an alligator body? I mean, it'd be pretty big. It depends on the person, I guess. I hate that this is a question I've been forced to think about. Life is so unfair. They would. They're up to 3 meters long, so you could fit inside if you did scoop it out, but that would be cruel. That I don't like the thought of that. Let me know who donut also can be allergic to high corn fructose syrup. Yeah. I thought once they made the clarification, I was like, okay, fair. But when they said, like, oh, I'm allergic to donuts, I'm like, Jack Donuts? What a specification. People are really being catty for this land. Yeah, it's just a bunch of rich adults being like, I wanted to own this land. I wanted my name on the plaque. Yeah, no, I get you, David. That is very much a thing. Yeah, no, Daphne's writing. We found a whole bunch of typos and errors in the last book, and I guess a little bit of that carried over to this one. Their editors were just kind of not doing their job at this point, I guess. Clump son. Honestly, I don't know how to quill write. I'm get better at it. I've never used one because I'm afraid. I'm like, I'm gonna end up covered in ink, I feel like. Tip for using a quill, just use not the entire bird. Thank you, Clump. That's what I've been doing wrong, LMAO. Nice. I'm just picturing you writing with a whole chicken. Oh my goodness. Oh, so let me start the next poll before I forget about it. What do we think? Oh, wait, let me end this poll since it's old because I can't. It's like you can't have two polls at once. That would be blasphemy. Are they the types of writing just really in character? Are they typos or is the writing just really in character? Maybe some members of the gang are bad at spelling. Yeah. So far, nothing. Like, I don't think we caught any, like, spelling mistakes, but a lot of, like, oh, wait, this person was supposed to be over here, and now it says they're there, or, like this one said Fred, Daphne, and me, when Daphne's the one that's supposed to be writing, so it's confusing. Just stuff like that, I've just noticed, where somebody clearly was just, like, on a deadline and made a mistake, and the editor didn't do their job to catch it. Happens. Okay, so do we think this is going to be a costume? What kind of case are we working on? Inconsistencies, yeah. It's like in one of the early Monk books where Monk comes out of his kitchen drinking milk, and we all know that he's terrified of milk from the show, and it's like, come on. So are we going costume, tech, or supernatural? So far, we've had no actual supernatural cases, but this was right before or during the time that they switched over to confirming the existence of real supernatural anomalies in the Scoobyverse. So we've had tech once, and then the others have been costumes. So let's... Whoops. No, I don't want to add another option. No, I don't want to add this option. I want to... There we go. Montgomery from FNAF security breach. Case closed. LOL, JK. Nice. I think it might be a costume collab. Costume collab would be a great name for a band, but costume collab I think you're onto something. Because we did have a costume collab in the Wrestler's Ghost one. I like that this guy is rocking his alligator costume. I also like that we're not supposed to suspect him at all. You're telling me the employee has no reason to want to get back at his boss? Who does this guy look like? This guy looks like somebody to me, and I can't place it. I don't like him. I think he kind of looks like Steve Bannon a little bit, and that makes me uncomfortable. Fred's mystery solving tips. I'll bet you caught the suspect icon on page 15, right? Good. Now take out your clue keeper and answer these questions about the suspect with everything still fresh in your mind. What is the suspect name? How connected to the tennis tournament? How is he connected to the tennis tournament? What does he want that makes him a suspect? After you've had a chance to write down your notes, turn the page and read on. He looks like the guy from Doctor Strangelove, the guy in the wheelchair by Peter Sells. I have not seen that, but I bet you are accurate. Close poll. I want to be able to see what people are writing. Okay. So suspect 2. Suspect 1 up here. Suspect 2. Ooh, this is messy. Oh well. I already have to look at the name again. I'll never remember. I used to have great memory, and I don't know. Victor Claremont. A snooty rich person's name. Victor Claremont. I need to move my water. Water is very important, but I need to move it out of my way a tiny bit. No, I guess I'll figure it out. I'm just gonna push it back. I've been trying to drink more water because I'm bad at it, which I don't understand why, because it's kind of a human necessity. How is he connected? He helped to secure the land. He's a realtor. Motive is he wants his name on a sign. That's literally the motive. And if he ends up being guilty, I'm just gonna have questions. Hey, Cameron. Okay, so chat, you want to help me get Cameron caught up? We are dealing with Scooby Doo and You, Case of the Angry Alligator. It is the gang is their invited guests for a tennis tournament. The tennis the tennis court was built on what used to be swampland, and there is rumors or like legend that an alligator monster is haunting the land. Yeah, here. So far we've met the first two suspects. Suspect 1 is this lady who everybody's creeped out by. She swears that she is the rightful inheritant of the land. And then there's this guy who's the realtor or real estate agent. I don't know if he's associated with the realtor brand, but you know, he wants the stadium to be named after him. He's salty that it wasn't. So, you know, those are our first two people, first two motives. I haven't been doing chat notes. Oh, and we're trying to figure out if we think it's a costume, tech, or supernatural. I think it's either costume or tech this time, but you know. An ancient swamp rather than an Indian burial ground. Cool, switching things up, I see. I know, right? Getting creative with it, I suppose. Jeez. Ghost Alligator would be epic, and it would also be a great name for a band. My dog says hi, by the way, if anybody can hear him barking. I heard a big wolf. Yes, he is a very big wolf. He is an 85-pound shepherd retriever mix, and we love him dearly, but he is very loud. And every time he sees a person walk by the house, he's like, is this an intruder? Is this what I've been preparing for my whole life? And then it's not. It's just like a parent with a little kid. All right, Clue Keeper entry 3. I know. He's a big sweetie. He's like one of those dogs that's he loves people. Like, he would never be like mean or anything, but he loves people so much, and he's such a big dog that he just like bound up to strangers, and people are rightfully terrified because they don't know that he's not gonna like try to bite them or anything. And so I'm always just like apologizing. The delivery lady came by yesterday with my medications, and I had to like wrestle him away from the door before I answered it, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I'm very, very sorry. For those of you who have heard me talk about my family's upcoming Mystery Incorporated family Halloween costume, He's not going to be, Ellis is actually not going to be our Scooby Doo. Our little tiny dog, Jojo, who's about this big, little Chihuahua mix, is going to be Scooby, and we think that's very cute. She's going to have the collar. Yeah, he's a good boy. All right, Clue Keeper Entry 3. Looks like we've got another suspect. We ran over to the practice courts. Molly and some of the players were huddled together in front of an equipment shed. Is everything all right, Molly? Asked Daphne. It seems that when one of the players hit a tennis ball, it exploded into a cloud of smoke, Molly explained. That's strange, I said. Do you mind if we take a look? Is that... Where did we leave off? I already forgot. Oh, yeah, all right. They heard some shouting coming from the tennis courts. Okay. That's strange, I said. Do you mind if we take a look? Like those gender reveal parties gone wrong. Go ahead, Molly said. I have to find some more tennis balls. The players refuse to use them anymore. They're scared. Oh, looks like we're going to have our first monster sighting in the traditional 2-page spread. £85 is 6 stone for the UK heathens watching. We love our UK viewers just as much as we love all the other viewers. His back and shoulder. We're just, I mean, so she's brown and black. She's just a little chihuahua. We just think it would be very cute if she just has the Scooby Doo tag and she comically does not look like Scooby Doo. Either that or we're going to have both of our dogs and she's going to be Scrappy Doo. We haven't decided, but I think it'd be funny if she was Scooby. Gator. In Monsters Incorporated. Hey, Ma, another gator got in the house. Gender reveal. There's a gender reveal reference. How old are these books? No, it wasn't an actual gender reveal reference. Apparently, the tennis balls, like, when you hit them, they burst into, like, a big puff of smoke, and it just reminded me of those, like, gender reveal things that people use where, like, you hit it and it either explodes into blue or pink, and then it's like, yay, this is the gender of our baby, apparently. Never understood gender reveal parties. Give me that shovel. Yeah. Just like very Florida. Love it. Oh, I thought it said that in the book. No, my brain just made the connection because that's what I imagined. I imagined like I've seen baseball players do it where they do like a gender reveal where she like pitches in the ball and then he like hits it, and I'm always just like, don't hit a baseball. Like having a baseball being hit at full force around a pregnant lady feels like a bad idea, but I'm not about to have a kid. What do I know? All right. While Molly went into the equipment shed, we started our investigation. We neared the court where the ball had exploded, but before we could get there, we heard a strange growling sound. Like, Scooby, I know you're hungry, but we just ate, Shaggy said. If your stomach keeps growling like that, you're gonna wake mine up. Rats rot right rummock, Scooby said. I was afraid you were going to say that, Shaggy whimpered. The growl got louder. Suddenly, something sailed through the air from the bushes behind the tennis courts. It was a tennis ball, and when it hit the court, it exploded into a cloud of smoke. When the smoke cleared, something was standing there. Alligator monster! Scooby yelled. He jumped into Shaggy's arms, and we all ran back to the equipment shed. The monster looked like an alligator, all right, but it walked and talked like a person. It talked! Oh my god. That gender reveal that caused mass fire in 2020 or 2016. It was a gender reveal. It wasn't the baseball one. It was like a different one. Drew Gooden has a great video about that whole thing and how ridiculous it is. I'm cleaning at the same time. Apparently I wasn't paying too much attention. Oh, no, you're good. I'm glad that this can be a little bit of a distraction while you're cleaning. Cleaning is never fun. One of my favorite lines from Monsters, Inc. Me too. No to gender parties for me. I mean, it's like, it's not like they're... Like, people who do them responsibly, I get it, but I just don't... I get being interested to know, like, whether you're having a boy or a girl, but, like, I don't know. It's a little bit weird to put that much emphasis on what kind of gender the baby's gonna be. But a lot of people do it kind of understated, and it's cute. I'm not against all of them, just, like, the really crazy over-the-top ones. Or the ones where, like, somebody is like, yay, it's not a girl, or yay, it's not a boy, because it's like, that seems a little odd. Weird gators don't have vocal cords, but they can roar by sucking in and blowing out air. Interesting. It walked and talked like a person. I want to know what it said. Here we go. I am the angry alligator, the monster roared at us. Leave now before the curse of the great Hopewell alligator is cast upon all of you. The alligator creature then slammed another tennis ball to the ground. There was another burst of smoke. When it cleared, the angry alligator was gone. The players were really shaken up now. Molly stepped forward to calm them down. Don't worry, everyone. I'm sure this is just someone's idea of a practical joke, she said. Let's take a 15-minute break. Then we'll pick things up where we left off. The players quickly left the court, eager to get away, if only for 15 minutes. Molly went inside the shed and came out holding a broom. I'm going to sweep off the court, she said. Don't you have groundskeepers for that sort of thing, Velma asked. I don't want more people than necessary to know about this, Molly explained. If my sweeping the courts will help keep this under wraps, fine by me. Molly was about to sweep when another tennis player... But they have to... If they work there, I'm sure they know. What's the point? I don't know what the point of that is, but oh well. Molly was about to sweep when another tennis player arrived. Where is everyone? She asked. She looked around. Don't tell me. Everyone has dropped out and I've automatically been declared the winner. What are you doing here, TJ? Molly asked. You're TJ Madison? Velma exclaimed. You were great in the national championships last year, until you sprained your ankle, that is. Ouch, Velma. Booga booga, yeah. Sweeping away evidence. Yeah, I know, we're not supposed to suspect Molly, but I suspect everyone. Thank you, TJ said to Velma before turning back to Molly. Why shouldn't I be here? Didn't you get my letter, Molly asked? None of the players dropped out, so there are no slots open for you. I'm sorry, TJ, but you can't play in my tournament. Feel free to use the locker rooms to change if you like. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some cleaning up to do. Molly walked away with some of the players, leaving us with a very unhappy TJ Madison. I know the real reason she's not letting me play, TJ grumbled. What is it? I asked. She's mad because I won every match we ever played against each other, TJ said. Suspect list. Gee, do you really think that's the reason? I asked. Of course. But it really doesn't matter, TJ continued. Her little tournament's going to fail anyway. Without me in it, no one's going to be the least bit interested in watching it. She doesn't need some silly alligator curse to kill her tournament. How do you know about the angry alligator? I asked. Strange woman on the way over here, TJ replied. She mentioned something about an alligator curse. If you'll excuse me, I have to call my agent. TJ Madison reached into her tennis bag and took out a cell phone. She dialed a number as she walked away. For such a popular tennis player, Molly Cruz sure seems to have gotten on a lot of people's bad side, noted Fred. I guess it's not easy running a tennis tournament, I said. What should we do for the next 15 minutes? Daphne asked. Well, you're down to like a solid 7 at this point, I think, Daphne. Like Scooby and I have a 2-word idea, Shaggy said. Free donuts. And before anyone could say anything, they were off and running back to the donut stand. Reminds me of the line from the great movie ride. Halt, unbeliever, disturb the treasure or the guards, and You shall pay with your lives. I missed that ride. That ride was my childhood. I remember being like 7 and having this dream of being one of the lady gangsters that like kidnaps or hijacks the ride. I loved that ride. When I found out it was gone, I was so irrationally sad. Those Daphne's mystery solving tips. Those spooky eyes you saw on page 24 tell you who our next suspect is. Looks to me like she and Molly don't get along very well. Why don't you open your clue keeper and jot down the answers to these questions? What is the suspect's name? What is she doing at the tournament? What does she want that makes her a suspect? Once you've checked over your notes one last time, put down your clue keeper and read on to see what happened next. Great movie ride. Has been my favorite ride for a long time after it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Do they still have... They might still have the one at California Adventure, but I have not been there in over a decade. Okay. Suspect 3. I think I remember the suspect's name. TJ Madison. If that's not her name, we're going to just go with it and let me have this. I finally think I remembered something. Madison. Why is she there? She's trying to compete. I've used the hell out of this pen. I need to get a new pen. My dad gave me these pens. He put them in my stocking last Christmas, and they are super great pens. They write so well. I have like a whole rainbow of them. But I don't think the creepy person did it. Weird people aren't always bad. It's often mid-30s white guy fear. Yeah, I hope it's not her because everybody is so judgmental towards her. I don't want them to feel justified. Her possible motive is jealousy. I spelled jealousy wrong, I think. Oh, well. She and the owner were competitors. Also ego. Because wheat tropes, I don't know. Now it's in my head. Jealousy. Yeah, so far we get 3 suspects. Because we only got suspect eyes for the 3, which means that people like the donut selling guy and the owner, Molly, are not suspects, which I feel like we should be able to not trust anybody. I know this book is for children, but we need to teach them young. Suspect everyone if you want to be a good detective. Ego is a motive for all of these guys, pretty much, yeah. It's always either, like, jealousy, ego, or capitalism. Which, to be fair, is usually why most crimes are committed anyway. Hurt your hands. This is mindfuck looking through you. Yeah, I do that too. When I have really bad anxiety, I have just, like, those moments of like disassociation where nothing feels real and I have like an existential crisis about it. Fun times. All right, clue keeper entry number 4. A few months later, Shaggy and Scooby returned empty-handed. What happened, Shaggy? I asked. Were they out of free samples? Worse, Shaggy complained. Wally wasn't there to tell us anything. No one was. Maybe he took a short break, I said. Speaking of breaks, it looks like this one is over, Fred said. Molly and the rest of the players are coming back. Within 5 minutes, all of the practice courts were full, and the exhibition games were underway. No sooner had we sat down to watch than we heard a strange sound coming from the bushes. What's the if anybody's counting the amount of times they've used the word alligator, what's our count up to? Yeah, there's also revenge, commit crimes for fun. You find yourself in a tricky situation over a pound note. Yeah. Yeah, people do crazy things for crazy reasons. It started as a low growl. It's the alligator man. Does anybody watch Atlanta? Does he really have an alligator? Yes, sir. That's the alligator man. Love that show. Then it exploded into a full-fledged roar. I have the feeling our scaly friend is back, Velma commented. A cloud of smoke suddenly appeared out of one of the tennis courts. When it cleared, something was standing there that wasn't there before. Shaggy exclaimed, "It's the angry alligator!" He and Scooby dove under a bench. The monster really did look part alligator and part human. I mean, it's just a walking alligator that also talks, a walking, talking alligator. It roared right at one of the players who was so scared she dropped her tennis racket and ran. The angry alligator picked up the racket. It appeared to be holding a tennis ball in its other hand. I warned all of you to leave, the angry alligator roared. I feel like the angry alligator, in my mind, I like to think of him as pretty whiny. I told all of you to leave. I warned all of you to leave. Now the curse of the angry alligator is upon you, and it will not leave you until you leave and never come back. That's how it feels in my head. I have DID where I get super anxious. I just says you can come 2-3 hours later playing Stardew Valley. Makes me listen to happy now. It's weird. Oh, that must be scary. I'm sorry. 13, I can't keep up. I hope nobody's actually drinking alcohol. I'm allergic to donuts, guy. He had powder on himself. Yeah, that's got to come back at some point. Like the explosive balls. That's right. Forgot his name. Victor. Victor Claremont. Yeah, I don't suffer with DID, but I do have those moments of like when I'm extremely having an anxiety disorder. It's like my brain is just like, no, don't feel like dealing with this. And then you kind of just have this like, not like out of body experience, but it's just like, I think it's technically called depersonalization, where it's like, you're just like, oh, everything's kind of, everything feels not real. It's just kind of, and then that gives me more anxiety. Doctor, how did you get liver damage? David Avery live streams. Yeah. Why is the stream so early? Just because I haven't had time the past couple of nights to stream, and I thought I wouldn't tonight either, so I just thought I'd try doing just kind of like a chill Sunday stream, since it's Sunday and most people are chilling anyway. Just to see if we like it. Just happens. Taking little sips of water for the drinking game. Yeah, I am not really playing this round, but I do have water, so. Drink water. Hydrate, don't dehydrate. LMAO, imagine telling your doctor that. I know, right? That mean we can watch memes after? No, we're probably not going to do memes today. We still have to do, by the way, someone remind me in the near future, because we still have the Disney sing-along live streams, and we need to start doing the old game show live streams. They confiscated your liver for it. They would deactivate my channel over it, and that would probably be fair, I think. Okay. Thank you, Cameron. Oh, shit. No, I haven't read the script. Life. Sorry, Cameron. I'll finish it. Depersonalization is always fun, says sarcastically. No, the channel. Sorry, Cameron. I'm so forgetful. And the past couple weeks have been a lot. But, no. All good. Where was I? I lost my place. Alligator Man was whining at us. I know, I feel so bad. Cameron sent me that script like a month ago at least, and I still haven't finished it. We have distracted the Avery. I mean, my ADHD is obviously bad, but also I had to take a Benadryl for allergy reasons right now, so I think that's kind of working against the Adderall a little bit, but oh well. The Angry Alligator. I like that he has an official title. He is the Angry Alligator. He tossed the tennis ball. It was holding high into the air and hit it with the racket. The monster followed through and hit the tennis ball, but instead of it sailing through the air, the ball exploded into a cloud of smoke. When the smoke cleared, the angry alligator was gone. That does it, Molly. I'm out of here, one of the players yelled. Me too, another said. And me. Soon all the players were walking off the courts. Don't quit. Maybe you could make friends with the angry alligator. Look at him. He just wants somebody to play tennis with. Yes, distant cousin of Angry Birds. Except you can't launch this one through the air. Please wait, Molly called. This is just someone's idea of a bad joke. Everything will be fine. The tournament's going to be fine. It's fine. This is fine. Molly watched everyone leave and headed toward the players' parking lot. What am I gonna do now, she asked. Without players, I don't have a tournament. And without a tournament, what good is a stadium? And if I lose the inn, I wish Mom were still here. Sorry, Secret of the Old Clock flashback. I'll never live this down. I'll be ruined. Molly, don't worry about a thing, Fred said. You get the players back, and we'll get to the bottom of this mystery. Well, I guess I've got nothing to lose, Molly said. Go ahead. She left to go after the players. She's like, well, I mean, if teenagers can't be messing it up worse than it already is, so whatever. Okay, gang, we don't have much time, Fred said. Let's spread out and look for clues on the tennis courts. Just as we got started, we heard a ringing sound somewhere in the distance. That sounds like a cell phone, I said on the far side of the courts. Fred, wait. That sounds like a cell phone, I said. It sounds like it's coming from the bushes on the far, side of the courts, Fred said. It's fine. It's just a big alligator, man. I think it's the realtor. Oh, because of, like, stature-wise. That could be very true. We walked over to the bushes and followed the ringing. It got louder. Fred cut through the bushes and found the cell phone just as it stopped ringing. Flashlight! Clue! Clue for the clue keeper. Well, gang, at least we know we're on the right track, Fred said. And if we're going to get this mystery solved soon, we better split up. Daphne and I will look around here some more. And Shaggy, Scooby, and I will check out a hunch I have about the angry alligator, Velma said. Let's meet back at the tennis shed as soon as we can, I suggested. I like that this was in a time period where you could still consider a cell phone a clue, because not everybody had them, you know? Like, we've got a mystery to solve, and now we've got our first clue. You saw the flashlight on page 32, right? Now open up your clue keeper and write down the answers to these questions about it. 2 things. 1, how do you know that it belonged to the alligator? 2, can't you just look at the phone and see, like, some of the most recently called numbers and then follow up on that? That's what I would do. Best to fill the gator something garlic or rancid butter. Smell like, oh gosh. Rancid butter. I was telling this story to my family members the other day. I was working on some teen show. It might have been Cobra Kai. I cannot remember, though. Sorry, that was a really sour Sour Patch. And the prop department, we were doing cafeteria scene. Prop department had all the prop sandwiches made up. And usually you just do plain peanut butter because it's shelf stable. But they were worried about allergies, which is very fair. But instead of just asking people who had peanut allergies and then getting them a replacement sandwich before so that they wouldn't come in contact with a peanut butter one, they decided 2 days prior that what they were going to do was make all tuna sandwiches and then pack them away for 2 days. And so you cannot imagine what that cafeteria smelled like with a bunch of 2-day-old tuna being opened up out of Ziplocs. I do love tuna, but I couldn't eat it for a little while after that. Is correct. Clump. Alright, what's the clue? What does it have to do with the mystery? Which of our suspects could be connected to the clue? If you've thought about these things, keep reading and see what we found out next. So maybe the phone, it proves that somebody's working with somebody? You know what I mean? You know, sandwiches are yummy, but yeah. I don't know if they refrigerated them. I also don't remember what show it was on, so I don't want to assume just in case it wasn't that particular prop department. It was just very funny because everything smelled like tuna. All right, clue. And by funny, I mean disgusting, but it's funny in retrospect. Just as a fun tip, if anybody is an extra ever, don't eat prop food. Rule number 1. It's for your safety. Source Rex was closer to the creation of the smartphone than Stegosaurus. Interesting. Okay, so the clue is a cell phone. I think it implies that there's 2 people working together. Right? Because why would you need a phone? T-Rex has invented mobile phones. Yeah, Steve Jobs' Jurassic Park's sponsorship. Victor the Realtor. Is always on his phone, so maybe that's what the clue is supposed to mean? Totally, maybe my combo costume was right. Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Closer to inventing it. I get it now, because the Stegosaurus is even close to making one. Yeah, it was a like an arms race to whoever could do it first, and they edged out Stegosaurus. It's 4:30 already? Damn. I just saw Nightbot pop up with another message, and I was like, have we really been on for that long already? Damn. Yeah, my sheet is like, I don't want it to break. I'm worried. I've been kicked off the internet a couple times in the middle of these. Hey! I just got here in time to hear the words, the T-Rex invented cell phones. A perfect time to arrive to chat. Yes, a very perfect time. Welcome, Ellery. We are trying to solve the case of the angry alligator. An alligator who walks and talks and chases people around tennis courts. It's been a lot of fun. Such comedians. No, but for real, that's really cool, actually. I love facts like that, which is like, this is where this thing was placed in time in relative to this thing. Yeah, it's really easy. Really interesting to think about that they had, like, human-sized arms, but they just were tiny for them because they're huge. They're T-Rex. Sorry, my banks don't want to cooperate today, and I keep seeing them and getting annoyed. You want to know what blew my mind the other day? I'm scrolling TikTok, and I saw John Green say something like, there's more bacteria in 2 cups of seawater than there are humans on the planet that have ever existed over time. And I was just like, what? Also, I never want to go in the ocean again. Thank you. I don't think that's what he was going for, but that's what I took away. All right, after you've thought about these things, keep on reading and see what we found next. You're getting distracted. Anyway, Clue Keeper Entry 5. Later on, Shaggy told us all about what happened while Fred and I were off searching the tennis court area. Like, where are we going, Velma? Asked Shaggy. Believe me, Shaggy, this is one place you'll enjoy looking for clues, Velma said. We left the practice courts and walked to Dell's donut stand. I love that even though Shaggy is apparently the one recounting this story, he still leaves in all the parts that diss him, so I guess he's a reliable narrator. Real baby arms were the elbows. As most had literal stubs. No elbows or nothing, just a ball joint. Interesting. That's very interesting. More gap between the atoms that make a person. There are atoms that make a person. That's interesting. Where am I? We're looking for clues here? Shaggy asked in disbelief. Like, this is the nicest thing you've ever done for us, Velma. This is a working visit, Shaggy, not an eating visit, she reminded him. You can come back and eat after we solve this mystery. I mean, she took him to the donut shop. She really should have known better. Like, that's all right with me, Shaggy said. I've been known to live off the delicious smell of donuts for up to an hour. Velma looked around, but there was still no sign of Wally. Shaggy, see if you can find any clues inside, Shaggy suggested. Shaggy hopped over to the counter. Look at me, he said as he held up a donut to each eye and looked through the holes. I'm wearing glasses. Excuse me, but may I have a glazed donut, please? A woman wearing mirrored sunglasses asked. It was TJ Madison. Shaggy! Ms. Madison! Oh, I spelled her name wrong. I can't believe you're still here, Velma said to her. I was just getting a donut for the road, TJ replied. Is that a crime? Wow, she's touchy. Okay. I'm sorry, I just thought that the angry alligator had scared you away too, Velma explained. Angry alligator? What angry alligator? She asked. You know, the one that appeared out of nowhere on the tennis court, Shaggy said. I don't know what you're talking about, TJ replied. I was in the locker room, getting showered and changed. She rummaged around in her bag. Oh no, I must have left my wallet and cell phone there. Excuse me. TJ quickly ran away. Now this was strange. Now that was strange, Velma said. Not as strange as this, Shaggy said. He showed Velma a napkin he had found on the floor. It says help on it. Velma says, where did you get this, Shaggy? Right down there, Shaggy said, pointing to the ground next to the donut case. Suddenly, we heard a tapping sound. What's rat? Rat's rat. I don't know how to do the voice, asked Scooby. I don't know, but it's coming from under the donut case, Shaggy said. He bent down and saw a small latch. He unhooked the latch. Wait. He unhooked the latch. That was just a weird way to say that. Right, Scooby jumped up on top of the counter as Wally rolled out from inside the donut case. Boy, am I glad to see you guys, he said, rubbing the back of his head. I was down here getting some napkins and things when someone came up from behind and hit me on the head. Do you know who hit you, Velma asked. No, Wally said. They must have come in through the back door. And whoever it was, they took my green gator costume. Oh, so it's just the costume. So why does anybody think it's real? As Shaggy helped Wally get up, Velma carefully climbed over the counter and looked around. She opened the back door and saw the rear of the donut stand faced the same row of bushes that lined the back of the tennis courts. Something on the ground caught her eye. Look at this, Shaggy, she said, picking up a pair of dark, round sunglasses. Ooh, I found these just outside the back door. Suspect or flashlight, clue keeper. They're not mine, Wally said. I can't afford fancy glasses like that. I'm starting to get an idea of who can, Velma said. Shaggy, Scooby, let's go find Fred and Daphne. Let's go find Fred and Daphne. Wow. Benadryl's really kicking in. Okay. Shaggy may be a scaredy cat, but he has honesty. Yeah, he has that going for him. Shaggy is a himbo. Yeah, so is Fred. We love it for him. I will still never get over the fact that there's still just a real pterodactyl canonically roaming freely in the Scooby Doo universe lore. Yes. Yes, I'm glad we made that discovery together. Like, taking an alcoholic. Oh, no. The donuts. I know, I want donuts now. Sounds like someone stole dude's alligator suit. Yep. Was it an old groundskeeper? So, I think it's funny that this is just canonically just, like, a donut shop employee's suit, because it's apparently pretty realistic. Like, I'm supposed to believe, according to that clue, that canonically that suit from the front and this are the same. Let me find the picture. Yep, this one. Like, interesting. That's very interesting. Also, didn't two characters have glasses, like tinted glasses? This guy has glasses. And so does the lady. The lady that I was hoping was innocent. All right. Velma's mystery solving tips. What did you think about that clue we found on page 39? It's pretty important. Get out your clue keeper and write down the answers to these questions about it. What is the clue? What does it have to do with the mystery? And which of the suspects do you think could have left this clue? We're on our way to solving this mystery. Take a look at the next entry to see what happened. BRB. See you soon. All right. Clue 2. Let's see. Clue 2 is tinted glasses or sunglasses. Let me look at it again just to be accurate. We gotta take this seriously. It's a crime. Dark round sunglasses. Yeah, two of the suspects have dark round sunglasses. I mean, they specify the shape of the glasses, but I haven't been here long enough to know what shape of glasses were specified for whom. So both suspects, we've got the lady that thinks she should inherit the land that the tennis court is on. That's her motive. She's got very round, dark sunglasses. But then so does this Mr. Man over here. The one that's dressed like Tucker Carlson. He's also got the dark sunglasses. So, like, I think the only thing we've done is rule out the tennis player lady. Dark sunglasses. Yeah. Did the guy who wanted the stadium named for him have glasses? Yes, he and this lady both had glasses. This is the guy. If you can see. Round sunglasses. And this lady also. Let's see what the clue keeper questions actually are. Whoop! I didn't want to spoil myself. Very narrowly avoided that. That's good. We're on our way to solving the mystery. Take a look at the next entry and see what happened. All right. What's the clue? What does it have to do with the mystery? Which of the suspects do you think could have left the clue? All right. So it was found behind the donut. Behind the donut counter. And didn't the dude at the donut counter say that somebody had stolen powdered sugar? Old Grounds owner keeper. Yeah. Henrietta. Henrietta Hopewell and Victor Claremont both have dark sunglasses. And the dude was covered in like dust, right? He was covered in dust, and he could have stolen the powdered sugar. All right. Let's start our third poll. While I'm thinking about it. YouTube Stream Deck is just not Stream Deck, but just the Stream dashboard is just not. Hello, people coming in. We are reading Scooby Doo and You, the case of the angry alligator. If I disappear from chat, I'm making bacon for a BAC sandwich. Nice. We were just talking about that because in the restaurant that this one starts out in, you know, they're always in a restaurant. They're at a restaurant that sells peanut butter sandwiches exclusively, and they were talking about peanut butter, a BLT with peanut butter on it, and we were trying to discuss if that was good or gross. Okay. Let's start a new poll. Let's see. Who done it? Does it count when you say alligator, and how many did I miss? No, it only counts when how many times they use it in the book, because they like to really overuse certain words. Victor, Claire. Oops. Font. I think I'm spelling that wrong, but it doesn't matter. It's for our purposes. Realtor. Or TJ. Did anybody read The Amazing Dates of Abby Hayes as a kid, where she had the little cat named T-Jeff? Short for Thomas Jefferson, which poor cat had to be named after Thomas Jefferson, but that cat sounded adorable. TJ Madison, like Thomas Jefferson and Madison. I have a bad feeling that that's why they named that character that. My arms look long. They're not. I'm a very tiny person. It's just the way that the camera's looking down as I reach across to type. Depends on the salt to sugar ratio, the peanut butter. If it's salty peanut butter, it's probably fine. If it's a sweet peanut butter, actually probably still fine because salty sweet vibes. Yeah. No, I was saying to them earlier, I love peanut butter and tomato sandwiches. It's like weirdly good. Welcome, people coming into chat. We're reading a Scooby Doo and You mystery book. This is book number 6 that we have read as we make our way through the whole series. This is The Case of the Angry Alligator. Okay, getting centered again. Waiting for my sugar high to kick in. It's not, but anyway. All right, Clue Keeper entry 6. Shaggy, Scooby, and Velma walked back across the plaza to the practice courts. Fred and I saw them walking towards us from where we stood near the bushes. Hey, did you find anything? I called. When we met in the middle of the tennis courts, Velma showed us the sunglasses. And that's not all, she said. We also bumped into TJ Madison, Velma told Fred and me all about their encounter with the tennis player. That is interesting, Fred agreed. I say we take a closer look around these tennis courts. I'll bet anything there's a clue around here. I'll bet anything there's a clue around here somewhere. I think you're right, Fred, I said. Fred, Velma, and I spread out and started searching the tennis courts for clues. Shaggy and Scooby walked over to a bench and sat down. Hey, what are you lazy bones doing? I called. Like all this walking around looking for clues is exhausting, Shaggy replied. While they sat on the bench, Shaggy noticed a tennis ball on the ground. He reached down and picked it up. Hey, Scoob, Shaggy said. Rail? Asked Scooby. Think fast, Shaggy replied, as he tossed the tennis ball to Scooby. Scooby wasn't ready and couldn't grab it in time. The ball fell into the ground, and instead of bouncing, it landed with a thud. A small cloud of white smoke exploded right in front of them. Hey, what happened? Asked Shaggy as he coughed. I don't know, Scooby said, also coughing. Jinkies! Velma exclaimed, noticing Scooby and Shaggy. Fred, Daphne, look! We all ran over to Shaggy and Scooby. Are you two all right? I asked. We're fine, Shaggy said. Hey, Scooby, you smell like a donut. Fred and I knelt down to get a closer look at Shaggy's right. I said, this white powder is no ordinary smoke. Yep, who put that one together? Flashlight, clue keeper. I might say this is no ordinary clue, Velma added. Gang, I think it's time to set up a trap, Fred said. Fun fact, there was once a group of insects, Triassic, that resembled a cross between the upper body of a mantis and the lower half of a grasshopper. Interesting. 14 inches, possibly bigger wingspan. That is really interesting. Has anybody seen the, I think they're called hawk moths? In Australia, there are these giant moths that are literally like the size of small birds. They're fascinating and terrifying. If I was the writer, I'd have worked this one out already, right? It's donut powder, knew it, yep. It was definitely a loud flyer, too. I can imagine with a 14-inch wingspan. I looked outside yesterday, and there was a pretty little blue butterfly, and I said to my brother, look, it's like the butterflies that you can catch in summer on Animal Crossing. Big enough to eat small animals that ambush prey from above. Hind legs, strong wings, and forms. Interesting. Super interesting. All right. That was some clue you found on page 43, wasn't it? Time to get out your clue keeper and answer some questions about it, okay? What is the clue? What does it have to do with the mystery? And which of the suspects do you think could most likely be connected with the clue? With this last clue, we were ready to set a trap. Read the next entry to see how we tried to catch the angry alligator and unravel the mystery. I'm looking back at this for a second. I'm trying to see if there's anything about this lady, like, not owning a cell phone. Oh, a cell phone did start ringing inside her bag. Interesting. A cell phone started ringing inside her bag. Okay. Very interesting. Interesting. You should watch Tarantula 1955, for Halloween. Old flick that was one of the two debuts of Clint Eastwood's minor roles. Interesting. I will make a note of that. Oh, 1955. I got the date wrong, but oh well. There we go. Unpopular food opinion. Bacon doesn't have the same level of crunch as potato chip. What even is the point? Yeah. My mom's very big on, like, charred bacon. Oh, interesting. I love Back to the Future. I'm rereading this part of the clue. Powdered sugar smudges on his jacket and pants. And he's allergic to donuts, right? So why is he covered in powder, right? Unless he's guilty. Breakfast sausage over bacon. Yeah, breakfast sausage can be really good. Crunch to every bite than any potato chip will ever have. True. Digestion problems are probably a thing, though. Revenge of the creature. Interesting. I'll write that down, too. Running out of space. Oh, well. I'll probably remember what I was writing. Hang on. Creature. There we go. And to buy sugar. Buy super thin microwavable bacon and cook it for like 2 minutes so it cooks all the remaining fats out. Nice. Like, I'm allergic to TNT, so I couldn't be the bomb maker, honest. Yeah. No, he doesn't work in a donut shop. He was visiting the donut shop. He's a realtor. Doug says when we're replying, right, you haven't heard of him yet? As he looks back at the 2 posters off screen. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I love Easter eggs like that. Okay, let me write down the clues. Yeah, why does he have donut stuff on him? But also, if he's allergic, why? Why? You know what I mean? Like, either way, it doesn't really make sense. Look, I'm looking back at all of my clues. I'm dissecting this case. Like it's a hunt-a-killer box. Show Velma a napkin. Help. The guy got hit on the head. Interesting. Interesting. Why would he even walk into a donut shop if he was allergic? I have no idea. For attention. I have no idea. The caps lock. You're good. I don't mind caps lock. I turned off the caps lock sensitivity on Nightbot because it was kicking people out, and I was like, okay, calm down. Okay. Looks like powdered sugar is our newest clue. Sorry, I'm taking forever. Maybe make a lawsuit. Or maybe just to harass the lady that was, that he's mad at. Oh, to get an allergic reaction and go to hospitals. Cover some episodes of the Beetlejuice cartoon. Yes, I have to. Dude, if I can't harass the person I don't like, right? I need to cover Beetlejuice. I need to cover the Beetlejuice cartoon. So, like, here's my thing. Like, why would he have powder all over him if he was allergic? But also, why Why would he have powder all over him if he wasn't guilty? You know what I mean? Smudges on his jacket and pants. Interesting. Since Food Talk Day, apparently, I learned while at my DM's birthday party, I have a very minor celery allergy. No one told celery isn't meant to be spicy before that. Oh, that's the way I was when I found out in high school that I had a tree nut allergy. I'm like, wait, not everybody gets like an itchy and like, you know, a little tightness in your mouth when you eat tree nuts? Weird. I'm trying to stay on task dearly. I'm so sorry. The mystery, which the suspects could most likely be connected with the clue. From the exploding tennis balls. Victor is allergic. So, since it was small in population. Interesting. That's very interesting. I like celery. It tastes like black pepper. My DM's entire family. It shouldn't? Yeah, I love how all of us that are allergic to something have a similar story like that, which is like, wait a minute. Stuff's not supposed to taste itchy? Like, that's not a thing? I love blue raspberry flavoring. And it's so artificial. It's so good. Okay, anyway. Let's get back to this. Sorry, my brain. I'm trying to rein my brain. This is your brain. This is your ADHD brain. This is your ADHD brain. I'm Benadryl. I've hated since I was a baby. I'm not fussy with foods at all. Celery. Does anybody remember the book Don't Be Picky, Clover? Or did she only ate carrots and then the grandmother taught her that celery was good? That's what I think about. Alright, we're ready to set a trap. With this last clue, we're ready to set a trap. Read the next entry to see how we tried to catch the angry alligator and unravel this mystery. Here's the plan, Fred said. We need to convince the angry alligator that the players have come back. And that's where you come in, Shaggy and Scooby. Us? Shaggy asked. Exactly, Fred continued. You're going to pretend to be tennis players, getting ready for the tournament. Daphne and Velma and I will be hiding behind the equipment. Hiding behind the equipment shed. There you go. When the angry alligator appears, Shaggy, you and Scooby lead him over to the shed. Scooby scowled at Fred, ignoring Scooby's unhappy expression. Suck it up, Scooby. Fred went on. When the angry alligator is close to us, we'll all come out from behind the shed and capture him in one of the spare tennis nets. You know, Freddo, my boy, that's the best plan I've ever heard, Shaggy said, except for one small part, that is. Which part is that, I asked. Ralligator monster part, Scooby shouted. Dog shouting, okay. Come on, Scooby. Won't you help us, I asked. We'll get you all the green gator donuts you can eat. I get lots and lots of donuts could make You forget the horror of being chased by an angry alligator. Shaggy gave in. He turned to Scooby. What do you say, pal? Scooby refused. I know, I said. What about donuts later and a Scooby snack now? Scooby's ears perked up and a smile appeared on his face. He licked his lips with his big pink tongue. Okay, he agreed. I tossed a Scooby snack into the air. It vanished before our eyes. Great. Now let's get to work, Fred said. Shaggy, Scooby, go grab some tennis rackets from the shed. Velma and Daphne, you find Molly and tell her we'll have the monster soon. Shaggy and Scooby went to the shed and got their tennis rackets. Shaggy found some sweet bands and put them on around sweat bands. Oh my god. Good lord. Shaggy found some sweat bands and put them on around his forehead and wrists. Scooby did the same. Then they returned to the far practice court. Now I don't trust myself. You stand on that side, Scooby, Shaggy called. I'll serve first. Shaggy picked up a racket? Tennis ball. There we go. He threw the ball into the air. As he hit the ball, Shaggy's racket flew out of his hand and sailed across the net. Scooby had to duck out of the way. Sorry about that, Scooby Doo, Shaggy called. Good thing I brought a spare. Why don't you serve? Okay, Scooby called back. Scooby threw the ball into the air, but when he hit it, it exploded into a cloud of white smoke. Ruh-roh, Scooby whimpered. When the smoke cleared, the angry alligator was standing right in the middle of the tennis court. Oh, that was the wrong one. There you go. Shaggy cried, "Let's get out of here, Scoob!" Scooby started running over to the next tennis court, with the angry alligator close behind. Just as the monster was about to grab him, Scooby tripped on a tennis ball and fell against the net. He bounced backward, sailing right past the angry alligator. The angry alligator couldn't stop running in time. It ran right into the net and flipped over into the other side. We're ready, Scoob, Fred called from behind the shed. Scooby and the angry alligator both stood up. This time, the angry alligator started walking towards Scooby with a menacing look in its eyes. It let out a loud roar. Right, Scooby exclaimed. He started running again, and the angry alligator followed. Scooby ran from one practice court to another, with the angry alligator close behind. Scooby turned his head for a split second to see if the monster was still behind him. Just as he did, Scooby crashed right into an automatic tennis ball machine. The machine whirred into gear and started slinging tennis balls all over the court. One of the balls hit the angry alligator. Ow! It yelled. Scooby grabbed the machine and aimed it right at the monster. Each time the monster tried to run away, Scooby moved the machine. One after the other, the tennis balls hit the angry alligator. Soon there were so many tennis balls on the ground that the monster began to slide on them. Finally, with a thud, it fell to the ground. Fred, Velma, and I ran over and wrapped up the monster in the tennis net. Molly ran into the court to join us. Now let's see who's been trying to ruin the tournament, Velma said. As we ran over to the angry alligator, Fred reached over and lifted the headpiece from the alligator costume. Where am I? Mushrooms, I can't stand one bit from the smell to taste. I actually like mushrooms, but that's fair. Still maintain setting a trap by pretending you're supposed to be there when you've met all the suspects face to face is a bit counterproductive, but I am not a teen detective, so what do I know? I know, right? Yeah, I don't know how this worked, but I guess. Hi, I got distracted. Vibe. That's a whole mood. Are they licensed? No, they're just teenagers with a car. And that's good enough, apparently. They've got a long resume, too. I mean, they're called Mystery Incorporated in most iterations, so I would assume they're licensed or at least some way a legally recognized business. That's true. That is true. But they are canonically also teenagers, so I'm not sure if you can be incorporated as a teenager. It's interesting. I'll think about it. Like, maybe they just were like, oh, Mystery Incorporated, that's such a funny name, and then they, like, put it on the van and, like, didn't know anything about law or business. Back at PB&U, you take a deep breath as you put down the clue keeper. That was some mystery, wasn't it? Velma asks. I hope you found my notes helpful, Daphne adds. Do you think you're ready to take a crack at solving it? Asks Fred. You consider his question for a minute, and then you nod your head. I'm almost ready, you said. I have some pretty strong hunches, but I want to think it over just a little longer. Great, Fred replies. Here are some tips to help you. When you look at your notes, try to match up the suspects with the clues you found. I think you'll find it pretty easy to solve the mystery that way. Not that this is an easy mystery to solve, Daphne says. We sure didn't think it was easy. No way, Shaggy agrees. No way, no how. I agree, Fred says. But the first step is to figure out who might be connected with all three clues. Once you figure out the who, take a guess at how they were able to do it too, Velma says. Eliminate the suspects who wouldn't have had the opportunity to pretend to be the angry alligator, Fred adds. And don't worry about taking too much time, Daphne reassures you. All this peanut butter has even slowed down Shaggy and Scooby, so good luck. When you think you know which suspect is the angry alligator, turn the page and see if you solve the case of the angry alligator correctly. What are you thinking, chat? We already almost done? Wow. Are we gonna stay live in chat? For a little bit anyway. I'm gonna have to go soon-ish. Soon-ish, but we shall see. Ooh, my head is so swimmy right now. What are we thinking? What are you guys thinking? Most people think Victor. Match the suspects to the clues. Thanks. I feel so Match the suspects to the clues. Thanks. I feel so enlightened. Thanks, Bestie LMAO, right? Donut dude, no idea. I'm just here for the vibes, man. Yeah, same. That Chris, no, sure won't. I'm sticking to my answer of Victor. I don't care if I'm wrong. He deserves what's coming to him. Came just at the end, but that's what happens when you take your meds and they knock you out for a while. Ooh, I know that. Hope it was a good stream. It's been a really fun stream. It's just been chill. We've just been reading this book. Look, I'm going over the clues one last time. Because it's definitely not the tennis lady. We didn't have a lot of interaction with the suspects that much, so it was kind of hard. So this guy said he was allergic to, like, wheat and flour and stuff, but then he was covered in the powdered sugar. Maybe it was because we did find a phone, so maybe it was the two of them working together. Chill vibes are the best thing about these streams. Yeah, I like the chill vibes. Thank you, guys. Hack, I figured out how to rack up points quick. Insist to buy a single tidbit over a stretch of time, say one every other hour or so or less, and boom. Interesting. I've never been to a Tim Hortons. We don't really have them here. We have them up north. Victor is the most suspicious, but the heiress seems to have a stronger motive. Stronger motive. And he says he's allergic to wheat and stuff. So, like, how would he... So confused. Because on one hand, how did he steal the stuff from the donut shop if he's so allergic? On the other hand, he was in the donut shop and apparently allergic, and he had the powdered sugar on his pants. Hack for Canadians in the stream. Hack for... I'm pretty sure we have Tim Hortons, like, up in the northern states. Like, I feel like my family from Maine has Tim Hortons up there. Just hasn't come down this far in the south yet. All right. What if they were working? I think it was... It's a crapshoot, really. Try not to spoil myself. Who wouldn't have had the opportunity? They were all in on it. I don't think the tennis player was in on it. I think she's clear. The other two, it could be either. Oh, no, it couldn't be this guy. Because remember, this guy said to the other person on the phone, hang on. I bet you this is going to be what comes back. We haven't figured out why he has smudges on his jacket and pants. But he said he had to be somewhere in 10 minutes. So is that alluding to an alibi, or is that alluding to him being guilty as hell? If there's time, I think I'm going to have to get off pretty soon after we finish this book, because I have dinner with my family to get to. But if you want to send it to me, I'd be happy to post it. As a teacher, future skit for a video, LOL. It's very short. Sure, we can do that. I don't have a problem with that. As long as it's not Smosh and we can not get yoinked off stream. Ordered a pizza. I did a British accent, so I don't think I'm British, and then I will say thank you in my actual accent. Always keep them guessing. Always keep them guessing. Hey, Vincent, how's it going? As a UK citizen, I binge watched Entirety Boys. Love C-drama this week, full 50 episodes in 48 hours, and my sleep cycle regrets it, but I was a good time when it was happening. Yeah, I know that feeling well. I know that feeling very well. It's just like, I should have slept, but look at the memories we've made along the way. Perfect streak so far. This is why I take this so seriously. It's very dumb because it's a children's book, but also I want to get it right. I think this is a red herring. I think it's the lady. That's my thing. Binging regular show? I've never really watched regular show. I need to watch it. You Brits took a lot. Let him have this. Damn. Oh no. Great Britain is still technically in a state of mourning, correct? I'm not very knowledgeable as an American. Hey, Laser. Accidentally. Sunday. Yeah, we're still having a lazy Sunday here, Laser. You'll be happy because I block shot a few videos last night. The first one I did, which I was working on editing today for the next post, is Round the Twist. Very excited. Gonna have a cheeky Nando's. One morning in quotes. Yeah. No, I just mean like officially. Like the country as a whole is like in a state of mourning. Okay, I'm gonna say it's the lady, and if it's not the lady, then it's the two of them working together. You guys are ready to figure this out? A week or something, I'm sure they are. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's like my fourth time watching this specific drama too. It's also my favorite piece of LGBT media in the censorship because Chinese drama. That's interesting. Hey, Random Archive. UK mourning period ends this coming Friday only because that's when the new Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared gets the green light to premiere. I know, watching everybody just melt down because Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared got postponed for 2 weeks because of the national state of mourning for UK was actually pretty funny. Yeah. The Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared memes have been pretty funny. LOL, I forgot. Aren't you from the UK? That's kind of funny. Alright, I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna say the lady. Or the lady and the guy are working together. Yeah, the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared memes were pretty good. Okay. Let's see. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Who is it? Oh, it is the guy! It was the guy! It was the guy! When Fred took off the angry alligator's head mask, we saw that it was Victor Claremont. Velma says, as I'm sure you already guessed, right? Yeah, sure. Let's take a look at each of the clues separately, Daphne suggested. When we found the cell phone, we figured out that whoever was posing as the angry alligator left it there by accident. Well, yeah. Cell phone told us that we were dealing with a person, not a real monster. Oh, that's... Color me shook. Why would a real alligator creature have a cell phone? Good point. That clue confirmed that any of the suspects could have been guilty. Daphne adds, after all, each of them had plenty of reason to want to ruin the tournament. Right? But the next clue eliminated one of them, Velma says. It seemed pretty clear to me that whoever left the sunglasses was the one who knocked out Wally and stole his costume. Both Henrietta Hopewell and Victor Claremont wore dark circular sunglasses, just like the ones Velma found behind the donut stand, Daphne said, but TJ was already wearing her sunglasses when we saw her at the donut stand. Velma adds, she hadn't lost them. Since she was still wearing them, that eliminated her as a possible suspect. Interesting. Didn't know she was ever wearing them. It wasn't until Scooby dropped that exploding tennis ball that we realized who it was, Fred says. The exploding tennis balls were really small paper sacks painted to look like tennis balls, and they were filled with powdered sugar, which made The smoke explosions with the sack burst. We remember that Victor Clermont had powdered sugar on his suit. Yeah, I should have just gone for the obvious. When we met him, Velma explains, and more important, we recalled that he said he was allergic to donuts. Daphne interjects, if this was true, then why would he have powdered sugar all over him? Yeah, that's what caught me up, Joe. It was very confusing. It's Crumbelievable, because he's the one who stole the missing bag of powdered sugar. Velma continues, he got himself messy, filling the exploding tennis balls. Fortunately, everything turned out just fine, Fred says. Yes, Daphne adds, once the mystery was solved, Molly was able to get all the players back, and the tournament was a tremendous success. Molly's already started planning next year's tournament. Hey, you two have been unusually quiet, Velma says to Shaggy and Scooby. Are you all right? Shaggy says with a mouthful of peanut butter. You know, I kind of like it when they can't talk, Velma jokes. We should come here more often. What do you say to that, Scooby? Roofy, roofy, and he's all stuck up with peanut butter. The end. It was a real pterodactylus they met, so of course they gotta assume it might be a real monster. Yeah, they always have to assume. I'm sad because my grandma liked her, and my grandma died. Thank you for sharing that, David. How may I don't care about her a lot, the Queen. Yeah. I mean, my family's Irish, and if anybody's seen Irish Twitter... Although my dad was pretty shook up about the Queen. Base. I was convinced it was a person because cell phones. Sir, there was a real, actual pterodactyl once. Nothing, not even a cell phone can convince me of anything being off the table anymore. Sure, the Irish Twitter. Oh, Irish Twitter was a lot the day that the Queen died. Ah, yes, the lost art of investigative technique of donuts. I was gonna ask you, Avery, what screen recorder do you use to record stuff for your content? Mine is constantly going on black screen for a lot of things. So I use OBS, and I specifically use it through Firefox, because if you use Google Chrome, then it has built-in software to help. I love it when David and Tilly see each other in the comments. So cute. I use OBS, and I use it on Firefox because what did I just say? Google Chrome browser has like a built-in thing that will like stop you from being able to record if you need something off of Netflix or most of the streaming services. So Firefox. I use OBS on Firefox. And I also use OBS to stream. So, hey guys, we're streaming with OBS. Sponsor me, OBS. I will check that out. Yeah, I've used that. My brother installed it for me when I started doing YouTube, and it's been massively helpful since video 1. So, I'm very much like OBS. It's great. Okay, back. What did I miss? I guess that's all, folks. Yeah, so it was the guy. It was the guy who wanted his name on the plaque. And I was just salty because I was torn between him and this first lady, and I just guessed the lady because I thought it was too obvious that it was going to be him, and then I was wrong. So, well. Mystery over, stream over. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I think I have to go in just a second, guys. But thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Sunday afternoon. Before I go, though, let's read. Let's see what the next book is. We're 6 down. 1/4 of the way through, guys. Through the Scooby Doo and You series. Ooh, Case of the Bigfoot Beast. Very glad to catch an earlier stream. Thank you for streaming it. No problem. And remember, if you can't catch the late night streams, but you want to watch them back or anything, VODs are always available if that's your thing. Miss the rest of the mystery. I'm sorry. The VOD will be available if you want to go back and get caught up. I have it a bit. I always have it there for that specific reason. Whoop. It's another chance for you to help Scooby and the gang solve a mystery. You'll find them waiting for you at Dinah's Diner. The gang's clue keeper reveals the story of their recent trip to Happy Camper Campground, where they had planned to do some fishing, breathe the fresh air, bird watch, and relax. Instead, they bumped into some unexpected wildlife, a Bigfoot beast that's scaring all the campers away. Find the clues and suspects and answer the gang's questions to see if you can solve the case of Bigfoot beast. Nice, nice, nice. There's something odd afoot, a Bigfoot to be exact. I'm just picturing that the wax figure version of Sherlock Holmes from Gravity Falls, the one voiced by John Oliver. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued too. I'm very intrigued. That description does not rule out Jason Voorhees. No, it doesn't. I know, right? I thought it was funny when Alex Hirsch tweeted a few months ago, okay, if America gets to 100% vaccination status, I'll make a season 3 of Gravity Falls. I would love that, honestly. Jason and Scooby Doo would be an interesting crossover. Not the weirdest crossover they've ever done, though. I can imagine Jason as Scooby Doo thing. Gee, gang, we got him good, but I think we should take him to a hospital, right? It would be so funny to see the mystery and gang solve, like, a hard-boiled, like, very serious murder case with their, like, gee golly attitude. But yeah, that's what we've got. The next time we read one of these, we have done 6 so far, so good for us. Anybody wants to see? This is how many we've done at this point in time. Case of the Angry Alligator, Batty Vampire, Witch's wait, Wandering Witch, there you go. I was trying to read it through the camera and I couldn't see. Doughy Creature, Wrestler's Ghost, and Terrifying Pterodactyl. Scooby-Doo show being made right now. Nice. Yeah, there's some filmmakers here on YouTube. I'll have to look them up. I stumbled across, they made like a huge, they made like 2 Scooby-Doo fan films, and one of them is like over 2 hours long, and I actually really am excited to sit down and watch it. It genuinely looks good. These are the cases we've solved. Good for us. Oh no, not Bob Ross. Oh no. No, oh, I've knocked everything. I've ruined it. Hang on. Gotta go rescue the book. Sorry, guys. Kind of surprised I haven't dropped one yet. LOL. As book in front of you looks at computer to read the title. I was trying to make sure they were in frame. What are the films called? Let me look that up before I get off. Ah. Sorry, Pterodactylus. Didn't mean to disrespect you like that. Or get cat fur all over you, like I apparently have just done now. Let's look. Here, I'll look it up here. Yes, I am chaos. I am chaos. Her bloodless returns run. No! Looking up the Scooby Doo fan films. Scooby Doo fan film. Looking for the ones that I found. I haven't watched them yet. I think, question mark, that it might be... I think we're looking at the fan films by Film Idiot, I think? Yeah, that seems about right. I haven't watched them yet, but I just kind of scrubbed through them and I was like, wow, just for an independent fan film, this looks like a lot of work went into it. Wait. I did not. Bob is alive and well. Watch them yet, so I don't know if they're like actually good or not, but I just thought it was interesting that they went to that much work and I was like, I should watch those at some point. Plus, as a filmmaker, I just think it's really cool when other filmmakers are passionate about what they do. All right, well, I will get going, but thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know Sunday streams are not usually what we do, but thank you. It's been a lot of fun. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Thank you for hanging out. Wait, update after reviewing. I got no reaction. See it as then. Chose to see his too much of a natural actor. Yeah. They just can't even possibly believe it. You've got to be two different people. No bodies are being buried today. That's a joke. That's a joke, YouTube. That's a joke. Okay. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.